In this video, for understanding the polynomials, let us learn about the next law for polynomial. Then let us learn about trapezium. And then let us learn about kite. And then let's learn about parallelogram. Now let us start with the first topic. So, exterior angle property. So to understand exterior angle property, let us know what is the exterior property for a polygon is. Now let us consider a hexagon for example. So what is the interior angle of this hexagon? The interior angles are generally measured between two adjacent lines, that is two lines at the inside of the polygon, that is these are known as interior angles. So what does exterior angles means? Exterior angles are measured to the exterior surface of the polygon or to the exterior of the polygon. To measure the exterior angle, you will have to extend one of the line to which it has to be measured. That is, let me show how to measure the exterior angle. This line has to be extended. So the angle between the extended line and this line is known as the exterior angle for this line. Similarly, now for this line, when you extend this as a straight line and the angle measured, and this is the exterior angle for this line. Similarly, the exterior angle has to be found for all the sides like this, and it has to be gone in one direction only. In this case, when all the exterior angle is found, the sum of all the exterior angles will be equal to 360 degree. That is the property of the exterior angles. The property of exterior angles says that sum of all exterior angle is equal to 360 degree. So this is what the exterior angle property means. When after measuring all the exterior angles, when you add the exterior angles, it will be equal to 360 degree. This is not only for a hexagon, it is for any polygon with any number of sides. So a polygon with any number of sides, the sum of all exterior angles will be equal to 360 degree, and to find the exterior angle, you will have to extend one of the line and then measure the angle between one line to the extended line. So that will give you the exterior angle for that particular line. The next topic is kinds of quadrilateral. So kinds of quadrilateral. So what does quadrilateral mean? A quadrilateral means a four-sided polygon. There are various types of quadrilateral, out of which the first type is called as trapezium. So what does a trapezium mean? A trapezium is a four-sided, polygon, or also known as a quadrilateral, which has a pair of parallel sides. So this is what a trapezium means. Any figure which has a pair of parallel sides, or two sides which are parallel, is known as a trapezium. Now let's see an example for trapezium. A trapezium would be something that looks like and this is called as a trapezium. In this figure, to prove that this is a trapezium, A pair of parallel sides should exist. In this figure given to you, this side is parallel to this side. These two sides are parallel to each other. Therefore, this can be called as a trapezium. A trapezium can also be like this. This can also be called as a trapezium, whereas this has this side parallel to this side and these two sides parallel to this side. Therefore, in this there are two pair of parallel sides. This can be called as a trapezium because it has at least one pair of parallel sides. Now let us go about learning what is a kite. The next type of quadrilateral under the four-sided polygon is known as kite. So the second one is called a kite. A kite is a quadrilateral which has two non-consecutive equal lines. So a kite is a quadrilateral which has two non-consecutive equal lines. So now let us see what is a kite and how does it look like. A kite is something which would look like this. A kite is something that would look like this. Now in this kite shape, as the definition says, there has to be two non-consecutive equal lines. So in this kite, the non-consecutive equal lines are this line and this line is equal, whereas these two lines are equal to each other. But these two pair of lines are not equal. That is, for example, let's take this as A, B, C and D. So as per the definition, AB is equal to BC and AD is equal to CD, but AB is not equal to AD or vice versa. Similarly, AD is not equal to CD or something. The same. So this is what a kite means. So now let us learn about the most important type of quadrilateral. That is known as a parallelogram. So now what is the definition of parallelogram? So a parallelogram is a quadrilateral in which the opposite sides are parallel. So the definition of parallelogram is like it's a quadrilateral in which opposite sides are parallel. So this is what a parallelogram means. Now let us take a look on how a parallelogram would look like. A parallelogram is something that would look like this. In this parallelogram, these two sides are parallel to each other and similarly these two sides are parallel to each other, and also the opposite sides are equal to each other. That is, these two sides are equal and these two sides are equal. Now considering this parallelogram to be A, B, C and D. So in this parallelogram A, B, C, D, AB is equal to DC and AD is equal to BC, and AB is also parallel to BC. That is, you represent that as AB is parallel to DC, and this symbol means the lines are parallel, and also AD is parallel to BC. Now this is a parallelogram. So all the other types of parallelogram could be like a rectangle or a square. All these are different types of parallelograms. So now let us go about seeing the different elements or properties of a parallelogram. Now let us see what are the different elements of a parallelogram. Now let us consider this parallelogram for example, and let's name this parallelogram as A, B, C and D. Now, in this the elements of the parallelogram means what all does a parallelogram contain? A parallelogram contains 4 sides and it has 4 angles. So, the sides for the parallelogram are AB, BC, CD and DA, and the angles for the same parallelogram are angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D. So now let us see what are the opposite sides and adjacent sides for a parallelogram. Now when you consider one side, that is any side in this parallelogram, the side that is next to the side which you have compared is called the adjacent side. Now for example, let me consider the side AB for example. The adjacent side for AB would be BC or AD. That is, now for AB, adjacent side would be BC and AD. That is, both AD and BC are the adjacent sides for AB. But what is the side DC for AB? DC is the opposite side for AB. That is, DC is opposite for AB. So what is adjacent and opposite sides means? When any side is considered, the side next to the side compared is called adjacent side, and the side in which it lies opposite is called as opposite side. And this holds same for the angles too. When any angle, for the case of example, let me consider angle A is considered, the angles next to the considered angle, that is angle D and angle B, are said to be adjacent angles, while angle C, which is far away or directly opposite to the considered angle A, is called as opposite angle. So now let us go about seeing what are the properties of the parallelogram that involves these terms. So the first property is opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. That is, opposite sides are equal. This is what a parallelogram is made for. The opposite sides for a parallelogram are equal. Now this considered example for a parallelogram, that is ABCD. Now let us see which are the opposite sides that are equal. Now for this case, the side AB is equal to side DC and the side AD is equal to side BC. So let's write it as side AB is equal to BC and side AD is equal to BC. So this is what the first law says: the opposite sides of a parallelogram are always equal. Now let us see what is the next law is. The next law is similar to the first law, except that instead of side, the angles are considered. So the next law states that the opposite sides of the parallelogram are equal. Opposite angles are equal. So now let us see how it is. In this parallelogram, for the angle A which is being considered, the opposite side is angle C, and for the angle B which is considered, here the angle is angle D, which is this. So angle A is equal to angle C and angle B is equal to angle D. This is the second law for parallelogram. That is, angle A is equal to angle C. That is, A and C are opposite angles, therefore they are equal. And in the same way, angle B is equal to angle D. Therefore, because these two are opposite, these are considered to be equal. So this is what the second law of parallelogram is: the opposite sides are always equal in a parallelogram.